Picture this, a man who owned the world, Diddy Combs, the untouchable titan of hip-hop, a mogul draped in diamonds and power, his name synonymous with swagger and success. He built an empire on beats, bravado, and a smile that could charm the devil himself. But beneath the velvet curtains of his glittering kingdom, a shadow stretched, dark, twisted, and ravenous. For decades, whispers slithered through the industry, tales of betrayal, abuse, and secrets so wild they'd make your blood run cold. We dismissed them as gossip, the jealous ramblings of nobodies, until now. The dam has burst, and the truth is spilling out like a flood, carried by 10 fearless voices, icons, survivors, warriors, who dared to peek behind the mask. This isn't just a story. It's a reckoning, a roller coaster of revelations that'll leave you reeling. Buckle up, hit that play button, because you're about to discover who saw the monster first, and what they've been screaming all along. 1. Cassie Ventura. Cassie Ventura wasn't just Diddy's muse, she was his captive, a bird in a golden cage with bars forged from fear. For over 10 years, she floated beside him, her radiant smile a mask for a nightmare no one dared imagine. Then, in 2023, she ripped the veil off with a lawsuit that didn't just rattle the world, it smashed it to pieces. Imagine a hotel suite turned torture den. Diddy, the man who owned the charts, allegedly beating her until her face was a map of bruises, forcing her into acts so vile they'd haunt your dreams and hold your breath. Running a sex trafficking ring so depraved it could have been scripted by a madman. The king of bad boy records wasn't just a playboy, he was a predator in a tailored suit, his charm a weapon sharper than any blade. But the real gut punch? That 2016 hotel footage, Diddy, eyes wild with rage, chasing Cassie down a hallway like a hunter stalking prey, her screams echoing off the walls. When it leaked, the internet didn't just buzz, it exploded, a million voices shouting she wasn't lying. He stammered out an apology, a flimsy band-aid on a huge gash, but Cassie's vengeance was a masterpiece. Her words lit a fuse that's still burning, torching Diddy's empire one revelation at a time. She's no damsel, she's a warrior queen, her courage a beacon in the chaos. Will Cassie's truth be the guillotine that ends him? Or is she holding back an even darker secret, a final blow to bury him forever? Stay with us. This is just the opening act of a saga that's about to get wilder. 2. Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Rodney Lil Rod Jones thought he'd struck gold when he signed on to produce Diddy's The Love album. A dream gig with a legend. What could go wrong? Everything, it turns out. He didn't just step into a job, he stumbled into a horror show so twisted it'd make Stephen King blush. His lawsuit reads like a descent into madness. Hidden cameras rolling as unspeakable acts unfolded, nights where he'd wake up drugged, naked, and surrounded by Diddy's inner circle, names you'd recognize, faces you'd trust, all part of a sinister game. He says Diddy groomed him, luring him with promises of stardom, only to drag him into a pit of depravity. Then it gets downright unhinged. Picture this, a yacht bobbing on turquoise waves, Diddy allegedly handing Lil Rod over to Cuba Gooding Jr. like a party trinket, a plaything for the elite. His son, his chief of staff, they're named as accomplices, cogs in a machine that rivals Epstein's darkest schemes, but with a hip-hop soundtrack. Lil Rod's no bystander. He's a whistleblower who stared into the abyss and ran out screaming. His tale's a neon warning sign flashing danger, and it's only the beginning. What else did he witness in those gilded shadows? Who else was on that yacht, sipping champagne while the world burned? The answers could topple giants, and Lil Rod's just warming up. Next up, a voice from the past with a grudge, as old as gold. 3. Maze. Maze was the pulse of Bad Boy Records, a prodigy who turned beats into platinum plaques and dreams into anthems. He was the golden child, until Diddy turned him into a ghost story. Imagine this. You pour your heart into hits that define a generation, only to get a measly $20,000 while your boss bathes in millions. laughing from a penthouse you'll never touch. Mays called it robbery. Diddy shrugged and called it the game. For years, he groveled for his publishing rights, begging for scraps from a table he helped set, only to be mocked, dismissed, left to rot like yesterday's news. By 2022, Mays had enough. He unleashed a firestorm online, branding Diddy a leech who'd bleed his own kin dry for $1. A snake in a silk suit, he roared, his words dripping with venom honed by decades of betrayal. Diddy clapped back, claiming Mays owed him $3 million, a petty jab that only fueled the inferno. When Diddy finally relented in 2023, handing over the rights, it was too little, too late, a hollow victory in a war Mays had already won in the court of public opinion. His warning's a blazing red flag. Behind the bling, Diddy's a predator who feasts on loyalty. As the mogul's world crumbles, Mays's fury feels like prophecy. Was he the first to see the cracks? Or just the loudest to call them out? Either way, his echo's deafening. 4. Cat Williams. Cat Williams doesn't just crack jokes, he detonates truth bombs that leave craters. In 2024, on Club Shay Shay, he turned Diddy's freak-off parties into a crime scene, his grin a razor slicing through the hype. Say no to the invite, he warned, his voice low, laced with a chill that hit like ice water. But his eyes? They screamed run, hide, save yourself. He hinted at horrors, guarding certain areas from Diddy's grasp, and dangled receipts that could crack the industry wide open, a Pandora's box of skeletons waiting to dance. Cat's a veteran of calling out titans, but this was different, raw, personal, like a man who'd brushed against evil and turned it into a punchline. Was he a guest who overstayed, catching glimpses of the unthinkable? Or a fly on the wall, cataloging every twisted moment? As Diddy's empire teeters, Cat's laugh sounds less like comedy and more like a war cry. What's locked in his vault of secrets? When will he flip the switch and let it all spill? The tension's electric, and Cat's holding the plug, ready to pull it whenever he damn well pleases. 5. Usher. At 13, Usher was Diddy's golden ticket, a kid with a voice like silk stepping into a world that'd chew him up and spit him out. He lived in Diddy's mansion, a sprawling labyrinth where innocence went to vanish. In 2016, on Howard Stern, he cracked the door open. Curious things went down, he said, his tone heavy, haunted, like a man revisiting a ghost town. Wild parties, warp nights, stuff no teenager should witness, let alone survive. He dubbed it Puffy Camp, but swore his own kids would never cross that threshold, his fear a living thing clawing at his words. Then there's Justin Bieber, Usher's next protege, who spent 48 hours with Diddy and bolted, ghosting him with a fake number like he'd escaped a boogeyman. Random? Or a desperate dodge? Usher's story paints Diddy as a mentor-turned-menace, a shadow that stretched over decades, tainting everyone it touched. He warned us in whispers, now it's a roar we can't unhear. What did he shove down deep, locked away from the light? Who else roamed those halls, carrying scars they'll never show? The mystery's thick, and Usher's just the keyhole. 6. Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams built an empire on spilling tea, but Diddy almost torched it to ash. Back in 2004, she accused him of yanking her Hot 97 gig, a ruthless power flex she dissected in the Wendy Williams Experience, her voice a dagger dripping with spite. She cast Diddy as a dictator, crushing dislike with a smirk, a puppet master who'd silence you before you could blink. Years later, she sniffed out Cassie's terror and Diddy's party mayhem, tossing hints like Molotov cocktails for anyone bold enough to catch them. When she grilled Jennifer Lopez about him on air, Jlo's mom's glare was a flare gun. Danger, danger, danger. Wendy paid for her candor, her career battered by the fallout, but her warnings, they've ripened into gospel. She clucked the beast before most, a lone voice shouting into the void. Is she the unsung oracle of this mess? Or just the brashest bird in the cage? Her tale's a survival guide for a world where truth costs blood and Wendy's still standing, scars and all. 7. 50 Cent. 50 Cent's feud with Diddy isn't rap beef. It's a vendetta carved in stone, a war that's raged for decades. In 2006, The Bomb was a smash hit, accusing Diddy of orchestrating Biggie's murder, a claim so bold it still rattles the streets. By 2023, 50 was on tour, spitting fire. Diddy's parties were creepy, he sneered, dodging hugs like they carried plague, his chuckle hiding a dread that cut deep. Now, in 2024, he's upping the ante with Diddy Do It?, a Netflix doc poised to rip the mogul's mask off and expose the festering core beneath. This isn't petty shade, it's a holy war, 50 wielding his mic like a sword to slay a giant. He's been howling from the rooftops, and as Diddy's throne wobbles, 50's roar shakes the earth. Will this be the knockout punch that ends it? Or the spark that ignites a bigger blaze? One thing's sure, 50's all in, and he's betting on blood. 8. Aubrey O'Day. Aubrey O'Day was Diddy's reality TV starlet, a diamond in his crown, until she glimpsed the rot behind the shine. In 2019, she branded Bad Boy a swamp of fear, racism, and sexism, refusing to bow to her old king, her voice quaking with fury. By 2023, her tweets turned feral, disturbing secrets clawed at her, wounds from a machine that nearly crushed her spirit. She's no opportunist. She's a phoenix with a grudge, rising from ashes to torch the past. Aubrey's quiet warnings grew into battle cries as Diddy's fall neared. Did she see the devil in the fine print? Her story's a shard of glass in this fractured tale, reflecting a world where dreams were currency and souls were collateral. What's she still clutching? 9. Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur was a prophet with a mic, and his clash with Diddy was a warning etched in fire. In 1995, he told Vibe Diddy was linked to his 1994 shooting. Clutching proof, he swore he'd never drop, until death snatched him a year later. His murder's a labyrinth of conspiracy, his spirit a specter haunting hip-hop's corridors. In 2023, Keef D's arrest blew the dust off. He claimed Diddy dangled $1 million for Tupac's life, a deal that painted the streets red. Fact or fiction, Tupac's words ring like a death knell through time, a reminder that some sins don't fade, they fester. He warned us with every breath. Was he the first casualty of this war? Or the loudest echo of a truth we ignored? As justice creeps closer, Tupac's shadow looms large, daring us to listen. 10. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez was Diddy's queen, a goddess on his arm, until a 1999 club shooting shattered the illusion. They fled the scene, chaos raining down, leaving Shine to rot in jail for 9 years, a fall guy in a royal betrayal. Shine swore Diddy set him up, but J-Lo stayed mute, her silence a fortress no one could breach. Whispers of a 2000 assault tied to their past, a 13-year-old's plea lost in the glitter, only thickened the fog. In 2015, Wendy Williams poked the bear, and J-Lo's mom's icy stare was a warning flare. Back off, or else. Was J-Lo a victim caught in the crossfire? A pawn in a bigger play? Or a silent accomplice, complicit in the wreckage? Her stillness is a thunderclap, a tempest brewing behind perfect poise. Will she break, spilling secrets that rewrite history? Or lock them away forever? The stage is set, and J-Lo's the wild card we can't look away from. 10 voices, 10 warnings, 10 cracks in a facade we bought hook, line, and sinker. Who's next to step up? What's still lurking in the dark, waiting to pounce? Smash that like button if this blew your mind. Drop your wildest theories in the comments. We're reading every one, and subscribe, because this roller coaster's just picking up speed. The truth doesn't sleep, and neither do we. See you for the next drop. Secrets this big don't stay buried long.